All right, good afternoon, everyone. So wonderful for you to be here for our very first Women's Commission meeting. This is extremely exciting. Over the last few months, myself, Sarah Roberts, who is a member, Commissioner Daub, who's a member, Felicia Johnson, who is our counsel, Nicole Stallworth, we met to form and create this Women's Commission, and I'm so glad that the County Commission voted unanimously to approve this. And I want to thank all of my commissioners who selected you dynamic, wonderful, intelligent women to be on this commission. So I'm so proud and so happy that all of you are here. We're going to do dynamic work, and I say we, and I really mean you all, because this will be one of the last times that you see me, because this is your organization. I'll just pop on here and then, but this is your organization to shape and form and to make it the best organization that it can be. So what I'm going to do is, before we get started with the agenda, I would like to formally ask that we all take an oath, or that you all take an oath to this Women's Commission. So if I could have everyone maybe unmute, who is one of the members, have the members unmute, and all of our guests can mute yourselves. But if our members could unmute and raise your right hand, we're going to take the oath of office. And I state your name.
I,
Catherine Joyner,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this state,
and the Constitution of this state,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will discharge the duties
as a board member of the Wayne County Women's Commission,
as a board member of the Wayne County Women's Commission,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me
God.
All right, congratulations, ladies. Congratulations, you are all members of our inaugural Wayne County Women's Commission. So at this point, we're going to go through, and I'll ask Gagneet. Gagneet is going to be the clerk for this commission. She is one of the staff members of ours on our policy staff. So Gagneet, I don't know if you want to show yourself really quick so they can see what you look like.
Oh, my camera's actually not working today, Chair. I apologize. But I will introduce myself. Hello, everyone. My name is Gagneet. I've corresponded with some of you via email already. I'm really excited to work with this lovely bunch of women and see what you guys accomplish.
All right. Thank you, Gagneet. At this time, she's going to call the roll.
All right. Each member is acknowledging that they are attending the meeting via Zoom, and that they are located in Wayne County, Michigan, unless otherwise stated when I call your name. Ms. Carter, I believe she was excused.
Yes.
So, Ms. Cash?
Here.
Ms. Crawford?
Here.
Commissioner Daub?
Here.
Ms. Douglas?
Present.
Ms. English Barnhill?
Here.
Ms. Garcia? Ms. Gator?
Present.
Ms. Hughes?
Present.
Ms. Lanto?
Present.
Ms. Lookman?
Present, but I'm currently not in town, so I'm not currently.
Okay, in what city are you located in right now?
I'm currently in Dubai, so I'm.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Dr. Randall? Ms. Roberts?
Present.
Ms. Shield?
Here.
Ms. Starr?
Here.
Ms. Talley?
Here.
Ms. Tinsley Smith? Oh, she's gonna join in right now. All right, Ms. Winton?
Present.
And Ms. Joyner?
Present.
All right, and Ms. Joyner, we're still waiting on commission approval of your seat, so that's why your name's not on the agenda, but it will be next time.
All right.
And did Ms. Tinsley Smith join?
Yes, Ms. Tinsley Smith. I believe she's on.
Okay, maybe she can put in the chat if she's on. All right.
Okay, but you do have a quorum.
Thank you. And going forward, everyone will be recognized as member Cash, member Daub, member Crawford. Okay, next item, please.
We're moving on from roll call to item B, unfinished business. There's none, so we're moving on to item C, new business. Item C1, member introductions.
Okay, and again, I'm just going to kind of go through the agenda with everyone just for today until you elect your officers. But I think it would be great if everyone could introduce themselves, their name, who appointed them to the board, and one fun fact about yourself. And with 19 of you, so maybe we can get it done in 30 seconds or less each person. So we'll start from the beginning, and Gagny, just call the first person's name. We'll go in alphabetical order.
Madam Chair, may I interject real quick?
Sure.
If everyone could put themselves on mute unless they're speaking, it just really helps with the echo and the background noise. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay, we will start with Ms. Cash.
Good afternoon, beautiful ladies. My name is Yvonne Cash. I was appointed by the illustrious Irma Clark Coleman in District 5. Some fun things about me. I just like to have fun and be around beautiful women and encouraging women that can truly uplift me to be the best me that I can be. And that's it.
All right, next is member Crawford.
Hello, good afternoon, beautiful ladies. I live in District 1. I was elected by the chair, Commissioner Bell. Fun fact about me is that I love to relate near water. So, to kind of digress throughout the day. But I'm so happy to be a part of a wonderful, wonderful group of women. Thank you.
Commissioner Daub.
Hi, everyone. My name is Melissa Daub. I'm a Wayne County Commissioner. I live in Canton, and I represent Plymouth and Canton. I was appointed by Chair Bell, and a fun fact about me is I love to adopt senior rescue dogs. I'm on my second one now, and his name is Toby, and he's got one blind eye and a funny little hairdo.
Member Douglas.
Sorry, I was on mute. Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here and to serve on this committee. I was appointed by Commissioner Tim Colleen. I live in Grosse Pointe Woods. And a fun fact about me is I love to sew and design clothes. So that's it. Thank you.
Member English Barnhill.
Morning, ladies. I'm honored to be here. Really looking forward to getting to know everyone on here. I was appointed by Commissioner Jonathan Kinlock. I live in Detroit. I have 2 children. They're 5 and 7. And I started a micro baking business during quarantine, and it has become a serious hobby and business now.
Member Garcia. Oh, she's not here. Sorry. Member Gator.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Latanya Gator. I was appointed by Commissioner David Kniezek. I am a Dearborn Heights resident on the south side, so I'm representing District 8. And a fun fact about me, I guess, is that I do not like to shop. That surprises people when I say that. So if we ever go on outings, I do not want to be the shopper. Thank you. Pleasure meeting everybody.
Member Hughes.
Sorry, just a second. Oh man. I just hit something. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. We see you and we hear you.
Oh, you do? Okay, great.
Yep.
Okay, my name is Ebony Hughes. I was appointed by Commissioner Glenn Anderson. I currently live in Westland. And a fun thing about me is I've picked up a little hobby during COVID issues with I learned to make wigs. I've gotten a little habit of learning how to make hair wigs and kind of got good at it. So it's just kind of fun facts. So, but I'm happy to be a part of this committee. So.
Member Lanto.
Good morning. My name is Chelsea Lanto. I was appointed by Joe Palomera in District 15, and I am a master scuba diver, and it is literally the only way that I can meditate. I can't do the traditional meditation. I have to be underwater.
Member Lookman.
Good afternoon to all of you. My name is Molly Lookman. I am based in Dearborn, Michigan. I was appointed by Commissioner Sam Baydoun. Today is the Muslim holiday of Eid, and that's kind of why I'm all dressed up. So we just finished Ramadan last night, and today we're celebrating Eid al-Fitr. But I still wanted to make sure that I made it to this meeting because I'm really passionate about advocating for women and sisterhood in general. So I'm really excited to be part of this commission.
Member Randall.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Regina Randall, retired principal, Detroit Public Schools. I'm here to learn and to serve. And the fun fact about me, don't mess with Beyonce. That's my girl.
Member Roberts.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm Sarah Roberts. I was appointed by Chair Bell, and I'm actually a former Macomb County Commissioner and State Representative. I now live in Macomb County, or I'm sorry, in Wayne County, in Grosse Pointe Park, which is the community where I was born. And I really want to thank all of you for being here today. I brought this idea for the Wayne County Women's Commission to Chair Bell, and through her leadership, we were able to make this a reality. And so it is just so fulfilling and heartwarming and exciting for me to have brought an idea to the table and see it being created and being a part of it. So thank you so much.
Member Shield.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Linda Shield. I'm the city treasurer for the city of Livonia. I was appointed by Commissioner Marecki, who is in District 9. And a fun fact about me is I love spending time with my grandchildren. You might hear some noises in the background. With me today, I have my two, can you see them? They're my two grandchildren who are visiting from New York. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that I was able to log on today and to be a part of this meeting. Thank you.
Member Starr.
Hi, I'm Mary Starr. I was appointed by Melissa Daub. I live in Plymouth, and I've lived in Wayne County my whole life. So I'm really excited to join all of you. It was really nice when we were saying the oath at the beginning, and everybody's faces kept flying up on the screen and changing over as I had it on speaker view. That was really cool. The fun fact about me is I became, just before the pandemic, I became certified as a yoga teacher. And I have basically taught 0 classes because there are no opportunities, but you know, that's what you get in yoga, is one day at a time, right?
Member Talley.
Yes, my name is Councilwoman Tina Talley of the city of Romulus. It's an honor and a privilege to be on here today. I was appointed by Commissioner Al Haydes, and I just so appreciate him just thinking of me. A couple of two quick fun facts. Back in 2006, I actually got to dance on stage with Prince. He has since passed, but I danced on stage with Prince. I love to share that fact. And then my other fun fact is that I actually got an introduction to our Vice President Kamala Harris, and I'm very happy about that. So that's what I have.
Member Tinsley Smith.
Good afternoon, ladies. So privileged and honored to be here with you today. I am a 3rd generation East Sider. I'm very grateful to have been appointed by the Honorable Chair, Madam Alicia Bell. And if I can say, let's see, a fun fact. So I am an art and culture enthusiast. when folks come to my house, they well, pre-COVID, right? They would ask one or two things. Why do you have all of your mom's furniture? And why is there so much stuff on your wall? So a lot of, art, culture, and things. I love to look at beautiful things. And so my house reflects that.
Member Winton?
I was going to say good morning. It's afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm Angie Winton. I'm Councilwoman in the City of Taylor. I was appointed by Commissioner Basham of District 14. I apologize for not being on video. I had a medical, really weird, if you've heard of Bell's palsy a few weeks ago. So like the left side of my face was paralyzed, but it's getting better. And one fun thing about me is I am a roller coaster enthusiast. So I'm very excited that Cedar Point is opening tomorrow, though I won't be there opening weekend because of the medical issue, but I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks I will be there to enjoy that's stress relieving to me, is roller coasters.
And Member Joyner?
Is Member Joyner here? We don't see her, or she.
Hi.
There you go.
I said all those wonderful things about me and nobody heard it. Good afternoon. I was appointed by Martha Scott. I'm a storyteller and I live in Highland Park, Michigan.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to all of the ladies. I think starting off with a fun fact helps everyone get to know a little bit about each other before we dive deep into issues that you all decide that you want to dive into as it pertains to women. Let me do a couple of things, and I'm actually going to stop talking and turn it over to Commissioner Daub. I asked that the ordinance be sent to everyone, and hopefully you had an opportunity to read it. I'm just going to read a couple of things so that we understand what the mission of this group is. Under section 177-7, it says duties of the Women's Commission: to study, advocate, and promote issues of concern of women throughout Wayne County, including but not limited to employment, earnings, economic independence, education and training, child care, health and healthcare accessibility, safety, housing, entrepreneurship, and legal rights. That's a lot, I know, but we're not going to limit to the things that of the issues that pertain to ladies. And then from this, okay, we got some background music. All right. And then from this, what we're going to do is, or what you're going to do is submit recommendations to the Wayne County Commission so that we can either put it in ordinance, and our laws are called ordinances or resolutions. So that's a lot. And you all are going to form, Matt, how you want to proceed after today. On the schedule, it has the next item being discussing a meeting schedule. And again, I'm going to sit back and allow Commissioner Daub to take over the rest of the meeting. But before I do that, let me just say this. My mother was a Wayne County Commissioner, as many of you know, and one of the key issues that she always advocated for was for women's issues. And I'm so glad that as her daughter and as the chair of the Wayne County Commission, that I was able to bring her ideas and her thoughts and her passion to fruition with this Wayne County Women's Commission. So thank you, Edna Bell, for your intimate wisdom, your tenacity, all that you've done here in Wayne County to help women. And I hope this is an extension of what you've done for your entire career. So at this time, I am going to turn it over to Commissioner Daub, and you can take the rest of the agenda, Commissioner.
All right, great. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. Okay, so hang on, let me orient myself. We have just finished member introductions. So Madam Clerk, can we move on to the next item, please?
We're moving on to item C2, discussion on electing Women's Commission officers.
All right, so we have decided that we will have a chair and a vice chair of this commission. I think that is really the only officers that's needed, since we do have Wayne County Commission staff supporting this board. I don't feel the need for a secretary or treasurer. So what the chair and vice chair do during the meetings is just basically, you know, what Madam Chair Bell and what I'm doing now is just running the meeting, moving, you know, on to each item, prompting the clerk to move on to each item, taking votes, and so forth. So I guess now I don't know the history of everyone here, if you've ever served on a board. So does anyone have any questions or comments about the responsibilities of a chair or vice chair? You can just raise your, if does everyone know how to use Zoom? At the bottom, there's the reactions, and you can just like raise your hand like I'm doing right now. I know, I see Dr. Randall, you've had your hand up. I don't know if that was for something else.
It was for something else.
Okay.
Let me get that out the way. I got to say that the Honorable Fabulous Wayne County Commission Chair Alicia Bell is the commissioner that appointed me to this fabulous committee. Let me get that out the way.
All right, thank you.
And did I understand Ms. Roberts to be the one that requested that this commission get started with the Wayne County? Do I have that name correct?
Yes,
okay, I just
Sarah
want to thank her personally, because I happened to watch that meeting and I wanted to be a part of this. So I just wanted to thank her for that. Now, if you can tell me who would be responsible for getting the notices out and all of that. I'm trying to understand why there's no need for a secretary. That's all. Just trying
yeah,
to
so that's going to be handled by our Wayne County Commission staff. Yeah, so they'll put together the agenda, they'll post it, they'll send it out to members. They'll take the minutes, you know, all the stuff that a secretary would do. I guess, you know, there is the option, if we wanted to take internal notes for ourselves, if someone wanted to be secretary, we could have that position.
And I'm sorry, I said I was going to stop talking, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
I will probably jump in throughout the meeting.
Yes.
I apologize in advance. In the ordinance, we do have that is stated to Dr. Randall's point about secretary, the administrative support, the Wayne County Commission shall provide administrative assistance to the Women's Commission. And so as Commissioner Daub stated, she'll be taking the minutes, doing the agenda, emailing everything. And then also in the ordinance, we only have two positions stated in the ordinance.
Okay.
The members of the Women's Commission shall elect one member to serve as chairperson and one member to serve as vice chair. So those are the two offices that are in the ordinance.
Okay, great. So I see Member Roberts, you have your hand up.
Yes,
please
thank
go
you.
ahead.
I don't know what would be the best way to handle this, but I do think there should be some form of written description of the role and responsibility of the chair and the vice chair, so that those who are elected into those positions are like really clear on like what their charge and responsibilities are.
And that's fine, we can do that. And the thought today would be that we would discuss it, and then what we can do is put that in writing and email that to everyone. And then if you're interested, you can email GAGNEET what you're interested in. And then at the next meeting, we could have nomination speeches for those people who wanted to be the chair and vice chair, and then vote after the nominating speeches. Does that sound like a good process to proceed with everyone?
Well, just to clarify, a couple questions of clarification on that. One being, in terms of the descriptions of the roles and responsibilities of the chair and the vice chair, will those be written by us as the members of the Women's Commission, or is that going to be written by someone outside of the Women's Commission?
It will probably be written by us, but actually we will take input, and because the next time you all meet, it probably will be for at least a couple of weeks. So if people have input that they want to put into GAGNEET, they can certainly email her. But it's the general Robert's Rules of Order description of a chair and vice chair. Nothing much more than that, as what Commissioner Daub stated on moving the meeting forward, and the vice chair will take the place of the chair in the chair's absence. But if there's additional duties and responsibility that you would like to put in there, please email GACNEAT so we can put that in writing.
Okay. And then in terms of the process for an election, are we just going to have those who are interested in those roles make a statement of interest, or do we need to have another member of the commission like nominate someone?
For the sake of brevity, I would say that if you're interested, give your name to GACNEAT, and then at the next meeting, those who are interested can give a speech, and then all the members vote.
Yeah. And I agree with that, because since, you know, we're just starting off, we don't all know each other yet. Instead of having someone nominate another member,
right?
Let's just nominate ourselves. And so, you know, if you're interested, you can just nominate yourself, and then, you know, give your speech. And Chair Bell, did you not look into being able to vote in a private manner?
We're looking into that. There's a software called Election Runner that I've used in a few of my boards that I'm on doing votes, but then I heard from our council. Council, speak to that if you don't mind, Felicia Johnson, because I would prefer if we did Election Runner where everyone's vote is anonymous. You only have 19 members of the group, but I think because this is a quasi-public body, that all elections might have to be public. But Council, speak to that.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Felicia Johnson, and I am the attorney for the commission. As Chairwoman Bell indicated, this is a quasi-governmental body. You are required to comply with the Open Meetings Act and FOIA. As a part of those requirements for the Open Meetings Act, all votes must be public. So there cannot be any secret ballots. You'll note on your agendas, because you're a public body, that we have public comments. And that's partly the reason why, with regards to notices and other information, as far as, you know, agendas, getting notices out, that the commission staff will take care of that, because there are some legal requirements that must be complied with, and our staff is very familiar with those, and therefore there are certain duties and responsibilities that they will handle on behalf of this body to ensure that you enforce compliance with the law. Thank you.
Thank you, Council Johnson. Okay, Sarah, did you have a?
I did, yeah, thank you so much.
Okay.
So I really love the idea of, you know, those who are interested in the chair and the vice chair position to, you know, give a speech and share with us, you know, why they want to serve in those roles. But given that we really don't know each other, I'm just wondering if there's any interest from other members, if someone has an intent to run for chair or vice chair, that like by a certain date, that they could like email out, even if it's just a short paragraph, maybe a little bit about their background and why they want to be in this role, just so we have some time to like internalize that and reflect and help us make, you know, the best decision that we can in terms of electing someone if there are multiple people who are interested in a position.
I don't have a problem with that. I mean, when you send your name in, you can also send a short paragraph, and then that will go out to all members. I don't think members have a problem with that process. If you're interested in one of those positions, just stating you're sending your name and a short paragraph about why you like the position, and then that will go out to all members. And then at the next meeting, you'll have the speeches by those interested in that position, and then you'll vote. Okay, I see Member Gator says she supports that idea. Okay, not a problem. And Agneet, and you're taking these notes, correct, Agneet? Dr. Randall, you have your hand up?
I just want to say that I think someone should give whoever's interested in one of those positions a time limit on their speech, so everything can be fairly done.
Absolutely, absolutely. Normally dominating speeches are about 2 minutes. So I'm sure we'll probably use that as a framework.
And then should we have a deadline for submitting your interest and your paragraph about yourself? And I don't know if, you know, when we're going to meet next, but do you want to do like two weeks from today? 3 weeks? Is that enough time for everyone?
I don't know if that
What do
rolls
mem-
into the next item, which is talking about a schedule.
Yeah.
Any ideas on, and again, this is you all's meeting, so do you all have any ideas on when you want to have your next meeting and then the timeline for having those interested in officers?
Member Roberts?
Thank you. We did put in the ordinance that the Women's Commission would meet a minimum of 6 times a year, and we put minimum so that we would have a baseline, but we could always have more meetings if we needed them. And then we will also go through a process of creating committees, and those can meet on a different schedule. My recommendation would be, I like the idea of having folks who are interested submit their interest and their paragraph within 2 weeks. And then I think it would be great to have a meeting within like a month or 2 months so that we can get the structure settled and, you know, help us move forward with things.
Member Randall. Oh, you're on mute.
My hand is up and I forgot why I put it up.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
Member Douglas.
So I had a question. We're throwing around a lot of ideas and topics in terms of what the committee is going to be doing in terms of voting for a chair and meetings. Are we making motions to vote on those, or are we just throwing around ideas right now?
I think right now we're just having a discussion, just kind of brainstorming. I don't know if Chair Bell's still with us.
Yeah, this is just discussion. Once you all come to a consensus, someone can make a motion, but these were discussion items on the agenda.
Okay, thank you.
Do any other members have any comments or suggestions on when we want to have our next meeting? Do we want to do another meeting like maybe just next month to get us, you know, like Member Robert suggested, to get us started so we don't kind of lose momentum at the beginning? And then once we're up and running, we have our officers and a plan, a vision in place, then we can go to maybe an every other month schedule. Member Randall.
Yes, I do like the timeline that Member Roberts offered to us. 2 weeks to get your paragraphs in, and then we meet a week or 2 weeks later. I like the timeline that she presented.
Okay. Do any other members have any comments, suggestions?
I like that timeline too. This is Linda Scheel. I think it's great if we take 2 weeks. That way there's a deadline and then we get things moving and get a meeting scheduled in place.
Okay, great.
Okay. And for calendar's sake, the 2 weeks would be May 27th. So we say May 27th will be the deadline to put in your interest for office. And then this is the second Thursday of the month. Does this work tentatively for the next meeting to have your elections and your next meeting? And that would be June 10th. Does that work for everyone's schedule?
Member Crawford.
You're on mute.
Okay. Yes, that was my exact question. I do like the timeline of the 2 weeks to give everyone time to present. And then I was going to ask the same thing, Chair, would the second Thursday of every month work for everyone?
If that does work for everyone, can you just either raise your hand or put your hand up virtually just so I can get an idea of if it works? And okay.
Then I guess time is noonday. I tried to schedule this first one to hopefully catch everyone at lunch if you're working. I don't know if you want to do noon, if you want to do evening, morning. Does this work for everyone for now?
It works for me.
Yeah, that does work. This time frame does work. Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, and Gagny, you are making note of these items, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
cool.
So, should we have a vote on these? Or
Commissioner,
Member Roberts?
If I can, and if we need some correction, please correct me, but I would like to make a motion that we set a 2-week deadline to submit interest and intent for the positions of chair and vice chair. That would include a written paragraph explaining why that person is interested in the position, to be submitted to our support staff by May 27th. And that our next meeting will be held June 10th at noon for the purposes of an election and other organizational matters to bring before the commission.
Second.
All right, it has been moved and supported. Madam Clerk, do we need to take a roll call vote on this?
No.
Okay.
We can do a voice vote.
All right, we're going to do a voice vote. So just unmute yourselves to vote. So all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed, please say nay. Anyone who wishes to abstain? All right, motion passes.
Member Douglas has her hand up. I don't know if that's for a new question or.
Sorry, I didn't see you there. Member Douglas?
No, I just forgot to put my hand down. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So a lot of members on this committee, but I'm not used to having this many. Yeah. Okay, so now where are we on the agenda? Okay, so Madam Clerk, let's move on to the next item.
We are moving on to item C4, discussion on issues to be highlighted by the Women's Commission.
Okay, so this is just going to be kind of a brainstorming discussion piece here where I'd like everyone to share some issues that they would like this commission to work on, and we'll take notes. I would like at some point to put together a comprehensive plan that, you know, where we're going to go and which ones we're going to work on at some point. But right now, let's just, you know, throw some ideas out there, have a discussion, and where we're going to start. So I'll start out since I've got the floor. I really think that we need to work on the issue of the COVID-19 pandemic and how it has affected women in the workplace and our economy, getting women back to work and getting them to be paid equally in the workplace. Then I'll open it up for anyone else.
Member Daub, this is Latanya Gator speaking. I am in full support of what you're saying because we are at the forefront of that, being able to help women navigate through the pandemic. And I think outside of that, we have to have a focus on childcare, because most women do have kids, or at least are caregivers of their family members, and we can't get them back to work unless we have sufficient childcare for them. And I also want to say I would like to see a priority on mental health for women, just because I am a believer that if your mental health is intact, you can take on the world. And as a mental health practitioner, I understand that most women do not access that because of the other duties that they have to take care of on a daily basis. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Talley. Oh, you're on mute.
I'm sorry. Member Gator actually summed up what I wanted to say, and it's really the women with the child care in the midst of this pandemic, with this virtual learning piece that's going on. It's been a struggle for women, a lot of single women, all women, how we can get a handle on helping them. I'm working here in the city of Romulus on the virtual learning piece to help mothers. with their childcare. These kids are getting behind. So I just wanted to piggyback off Member Gator. That's very, very passionate for me. So yeah, helping women with childcare, help with their children, what resources we can put in place for these women for that. Thank you.
Thank you. I've got a couple hands up, and I'm not sure if Zoom puts them in order, so I'm just going to pick at random. Member Roberts.
Thank you so much. Just to follow up on Commissioner Daub, she and I spoke last week, and we talked, you know, a little bit more in depth about, you know, the issues related to women and the impacts of COVID-19. And I really believe that this is a great place to start because there are so many facets, whether it's employment, childcare, education, mental health. You know, they all kind of fall within some of these impacts related to COVID-19. And we are gonna, as a county, we're gonna be getting funding from the federal government. And so by taking the time to convene some experts, to look into the research and the data that is available to us to help us make some, I think, recommendations to how the county could potentially spend some of these dollars could be really impactful and provide a tremendous resource to the Board of Commissioners in terms of some solutions. And because there is funding that is going to be tied to this, particularly around childcare, is just a great place to start.
Thank you. Member Barnhill.
Thank you. I just took a couple notes and I echo everything that everyone has said so far. I know a lot of small businesses have suffered tremendously, women-owned businesses, ideas that, you know, wanted to come to fruition and sort of the wind was just knocked out of them. So I would like to see an area focus on access to capital for women, for women-owned businesses, and support and resources in general, helping them get back on their feet or see an idea across the finish line that may have been started during this time. Additionally, I think during the pandemic, we saw you know, health disparities, magnifying glass really put on those. And so access to healthcare, and just as I see, you know, reminders annually for mammograms, I would love to see for general healthcare and wellness and mental health wellness, so that there's a focus and priority for women to not put themselves last, as we often do, and to sort of escalate our healthcare and put that at the forefront and shift the conversation from taking care of everyone else to taking care of ourselves so that we can take care of everyone else.
Thank you. Member Crawford, I believe you're next.
Thank you so much. One I would like to say is affordable housing. Affordable housing, we have a lot of homes, especially for women with children and families. The low-income housing tax credit has expired on a lot of the homes. There's not a clear-cut consensus about the AMI in various areas. And a lot of the homes are being, that we have to rent, it's now being rented at the fair market, excuse me, at the fair market rate. So a lot of the homes are like $900 to $1,200 a month, which is not affordable for many families. So yes, affordable housing.
Great, thank you. And Member Winton.
Hello. My issue that I feel very passionate about is maternal infant healthcare. I actually founded and run a pregnancy and infant loss group, and we lost our daughter full term 16 years ago. And so again, I just think there's such a, especially with minorities, there's such a disparity in healthcare during pregnancy and after, but really across the board. I mean, our infant mortality rate, our pregnancy loss rate is far too high for our country and our region. So that would be something, you know, education, access to healthcare, safe sleep, breastfeeding, you know, it's kind of the whole gamut to make sure people have the proper education, just to try to prevent loss when we can.
Thank you. I think Member Starr, you are next.
I would like to support Commissioner Daub and Member Roberts in really elevating the COVID-19 and also the opportunity that presents to leverage those funds that are coming from the federal government. So we're starting to meet at a time where there might actually be money to do the things we want to do. And I think we need to figure out how to move forward with those recommendations with haste, so that we can actually get in and leverage those funds over the course of the next couple years. It sort of gives us a boost right at the beginning, right? And if we can leverage that well, then it might be a springboard to work moving forward.
Thank you. Member Douglas.
Of course, I agree with everything everyone said. All of these are important issues, but we have, I believe that we also need to focus on domestic violence and violence against women, as well as violence against minorities, because as we've seen in the news, there's been a huge increase against Asian Americans and particularly women. Also, there's been an increase in domestic violence during this time. So, you know, being in close proximity with everybody and spending so much time, you know, and people are on edge, that has been an increase in that. So along with everything else that everyone said, those few issues are what I've focused on as well. So
definitely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Member Tinsley Smith.
So I was actually just about to put my hand down because the two items that I definitely would love this group to focus on were mentioned. One, that idea around domestic violence, of course, as Cynthia just said, you know, we are in very close quarters now, and there may have been a time when, you know, your partner was not in the home with you. And if you are together now, just the impact of what that could be. We know that far too often, victims of domestic violence don't speak up. And so just what could that potentially be doing, you know, in the midst of the current environment that we're in, and definitely also maternal mortality, right? And just really looking at the issues and those health disparities that come up when it comes to individuals that may even have access to care. But then when they have them, they go into the hospital system. What does that look like? How are they treated? Are their issues really heard? So definitely the infant and maternal mortality piece, as well as domestic violence, the two items that really help we can move the needle on and put some money behind to support.
Okay, great, thank you. Do you have any other further comments? Additions?
I have a comment. I didn't put my hand up. This is
Oh,
Yvonne Cash.
Member Cash, hi.
Hi, how are you? With listening, I agree with all of the ideas that have been presented today. And also too with domestic violence. I think on there, if we could even look into some child abuse as well, because there are many children that have been at home during the pandemic. And I think it might have been, you know, elevated child abuse as well, along with domestic violence, be it female or be it male.
Definitely, thank you. Member Douglas.
Yeah, and speaking on that, as well as the child abuse, we also need to discuss food, because in this time as well, families are struggling with either getting healthy foods or just getting meals, period. So that's another aspect of this COVID and the effects that it's had on families, especially, you know, when money has not been available. Although, you know, some people have gotten, you know, assistance, but we also need to focus on being able to provide meals for some of these families, because when, you know, schools were out, you know, they didn't have access to meals as they did when they were attending school, and just the whole effect of COVID on families now. So that's another thought consideration as well.
Thank you. And Member Lanto, did you have your hand up?
I did, thank you. I agree with the issues that the other members have vocalized, and I would just add that I think that there's a lot of benefit to looking at all of them through the lens of intersectionality and how they're all related. as well as the lens of the additional burden that is typically placed on women to handle it all.
Yes. Thank you. One issue I'd like to add, it's something that I'm actually working on in my office at the Wayne County Commission, is period poverty, the lack of access to menstrual pads, tampons, liners. And so I'm actually holding a collection drive in my community right now, and we're going to do some advocacy work to try and get rid of the tampon tax. But you know, that's something that is important to me, so I'm going to add that to the list. I'm sorry, my brain stopped working for a second. Member Tinsley Smith.
And the last item that I just thought about potentially discussing is reproductive rights. So there are so many women that struggle with infertility. And I think just advancing that conversation, you know, knowing that it's not taboo, it's real. I want to say there may be, you know, 1 in 14, you know, or 23 women that do experience issues with infertility. So advancing that conversation, I think will be vital for us as well.
All right, yeah, and that definitely, you know, ties into healthcare, access to healthcare. Yeah, but I think that deserves its own category for sure. Member Crawford.
Yes, and I'm not sure if we overlooked it. I'm trying to think and remember what we have, what was presented to us from as suggestions, I would say, or recommendations. Did we mention anything about equal pay in regards to employment? You know, fair, you know.
Not specifically, you know, we talked about economic workplace,
okay,
or economic impact, getting women back to work. But yeah, I think that's very important.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Member Roberts.
Thank you. Not today, but I'm wondering if we can do a couple of things. One is having someone, perhaps from the county, you know, talk with the commission about the role of county government and what we can do within county government. Because really this commission is an arm of the Wayne County Board of Commissioners. And one of the things that we discussed when we were creating this commission is what is our role, right? And what are we going to have the ability to actually be able to do? And the primary thing is to make recommendations to the County Board of Commissioners on actions that they can take to help solve problems. There's a larger advocacy, like potentially I think we could pass a resolution in support or opposition of a state or federal law. But we are limited in scope in some of the things that we can do. And so there are so many issues that are so important, but I think we also have to think about looking through the lens of how do we work on solutions that can actually be accomplished through county government, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to minimize any issue or anybody's ideas, because these are all very, very important. But it's also understanding our scope and our ability as a volunteer commission of the Wayne County Board of Commissioners. And so perhaps some clarity around that. And then I think it would also be important at a certain time to kind of go through a process of like, we can't do everything all at once. Right? I mean, we're a volunteer commission. And so how do we maybe set some short-term, midterm, and long-term goals? How do we maybe prioritize some of these ideas? Or how do we establish an organizational structure as a commission in terms of committees so that we can be working on, you know, multiple issues at the same time?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yes, that will definitely be our next step. Yeah, so we'll look at what the county can do and then how, you know, which issues we want to tackle first. and how we can break it up and go from there. But yeah, that's a great comment. I'm going to take one more comment from member Talley, and then I think we do need to wrap this up because we're going on 1 o'clock now. Member Talley.
Yeah, just a housekeeping issue. Is there a way we're going to have contact information of all the members so that we can get, because I heard a couple of things that went on from a couple of members, and I'm trying to type in the chat to them individually. Yeah. So can we have that type of information available for everybody, please?
Yes. I would love to create a written directory of all of our members with your contact information that you feel comfortable giving out to everyone, and maybe even like a short bio, like where you're from, who you were appointed from, or who you were appointed by, and like in your picture, so we can put a name to a face, and we'll put that together, send it out to everyone so we can get to know each other and contact each other. If everyone's good with that, we'll send out an email and get that organized. Okay. All right. I really have to wrap this up, but Dr. Randall, is it going to be quick?
Yes. I just wanted to add to what Member Talley said. If we can get a list of where people are, like what district they're from and that kind of thing, maybe what city they live in, that would really be nice as well. Email and cell phone if possible. Thank you.
Yep. We'll add all that. Okay. All right. We are going to conclude the discussion on the issues for item 4. So, Madam Clerk, will you please move on to the next item?
We're moving on to item D, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the board.
Okay, I have none. Next item, please.
We're moving on to item E, public comments.
Did we receive any emails?
We did not receive any emails. I'm going to request that everyone unmute. So if anyone has a public comment right now, they can speak.
Okay, so we're going to unmute all lines. So if you've got background noise going on and you don't want to speak, just mute yourself. And I am going to ask if there's anyone from the public who wishes to make a comment for the Wayne County Women's Commission. Please just go ahead and state your name and your comment. You have 2 minutes. Is there anyone from the public who wishes to make a comment at this time? Last call for public comments for the Wayne County Women's Commission. All right, hearing none. Next item, please.
We're moving on to item F, which is adjournment.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion to adjourn. Support. All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. It was so nice to meet you all. I feel like I have 18 new friends and I'm so excited to, get started, and we'll be in contact. We'll send you out information by email, and thank you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Congratulations, ladies. Look forward to you.
Pleasure meeting you.
All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye.